start obsolete. There are also forces at work trying to exploit this disturbing trend to further their own power and influence. The human race is about to slide back into the endless arms race of that last century. And we cannot afford to play that Russian roulette again. The Metal Gear Ray you see is here to prevent that possibility. Former President Sears did also act towards reducing the nuclear stockpile while nurturing the NMD concept. It was he who lowered Start 3's ceiling for tactical nuclear
Kurde, nie
weapons
zdążę
to
jeszcze.
bring Russia to approving a revision to the ABM treaty. Everyone believes the world is close to the end of the arms race with Shadow Moses. We have intelligence that there are anti-Metal Gear terrorists planning to target the ship.
Tu koleś śpi jeden. Jezu.
Intruder in the back. Should that actually happen, I expect you to be prepared. We cannot and will not give up Ray. Stay on your guard at all times. To move on, even though the development of Metal Gear Rex is still outside the bounds of official truth, everyone in the international
Dobra, jakoś się
military
udało.
community knows the facts. Its specs spread across the globe like wildfire. And the nuclear race is on again. The only thing that can
Jest. No tutaj właśnie będziemy wysyłać pliki do tego. Ocelotu ciągle chodzi o Tekona. Jaki dos. Myślę, że Konami tam Monary jakiś. Root, Scout. Scout. Ups. Zepsułem.
So, any codec moments from you, Snake? Okay, first up... Didn't think Gerlukovich was involved, of all people. We need 4 images. One from the front right, the front, and the front left, and a close-up of the Marines marking on the prototype. Get the prototype on camera.
Dobra. Będziemy zaczynać.
This Metal Gear Ray. It is an undeniable fact that there is a force at work in our government and within the military, seeking to control national affairs to suit its own interests. Metal Gear Ray bears the burden of confronting this party, thwarting their plans and guiding this nation back to its original path. This exercise is but a first step towards that goal.
Okej.
Good.
Walnę i tutaj nawet.
Good.
The brain drain of nuclear specialists and the
Kurde,
black
minuta
market
24,
trade in
no
weapons
pozdro.
and plutonium has been fueling a cottage industry in nuclear weapons since late last century. Add Metal Gear to the mix, and the result is the renewed proliferation you see the world over. We once lived in the shadow of the Doomsday Machine. This Metal Gear Ray can bring other Metal Gears under control and ensure that we never know that fear again. We, the Marines, will be the guardians of this peace.
Dawa, bo obronicie tego Metal
Proceed
Geara.
out
No.
of New York Harbor and conduct top secret
Stworzyliście, a posprzątać ja będę musiał.
Shadow Moses has turned public opinion against the weapons development. This training
Porobię 20 000 zdjęć, może... Nie zdążę, kurde,
not
nie
risk
zdążę.
jeopardizing the program on the eve of its completion. The disguised oil tanker is a part of our cover. Ray is well worth all these precautions. Trust me. George Sears surrendered his presidency in the aftermath of Shadow Moses. The official reason given did not, of course, include the development of Metal Gear Rex and next-generation nuclear warheads.
Mam nadzieję, że dobre zdjęcie zrobiłem. Pewnie nie, to za mało czasu, cholera jest jakieś. Jest zbyt mało czasu, to coś mi się nie podoba. Nie no, pewnie złe są któreś.
Okay, I'm receiving the images. Okay, first up. Okay, this works. It's a great front view.
Okej, cieszę się.
What's next? We don't need a shot from the front. You took one already.
Dobra, tam między się. O.
This turned out to be longer than
Świetnie.
expected.
Z prawej strony nie
At
zabiłem.
ease, rest a little.
No nie, no nie zdążyłem, prawda.
To move on, I'm on a roll here. Let's go on a little bit longer.
Dawaj, 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 może się uda jeszcze. Proszę ci, żeby działało tylko.
Okay, I'm receiving the images. Okay, first up. Okay, that's good. The shot from the
Yes.
right is in the bag. The photos from the right, front, and left are ready to go up. The only one we need is a close-up of the Marines lettering. We're almost there.
Mhm.
But even you will have heard rumors that he was
O,
forced
czas
to
mi leci
resign
znowu.
after the failed cover-up costed his
Już
influence
to
in
nie
the political.
kończony był.
This new model of Metal Gear is codenamed Ray, after the great Manta Ray. Our Ray has a sting that nature never gave the Manta. With this latest Metal Gear, we can rule the sea and land as we never have before. This Metal Gear Ray is a prototype, designed to be operated by an onboard...
Napis chyba chodzi, tak?
Its final form, Ray will be unmanned, driven by a tele-existence and an autonomous control system. The important generation technology such as C4ISR and RMA in battle situation has been discussed time and again, but Ray is the first to deploy it so fully. With Ray's completion, the Marine Corps will lead the way for a new age of military tactics.
Dobra, może teraz zadziała.
Okay, I'm receiving the images. Okay, first up. This is great.
Yes.
The Marines lettering shows up really well.
Dobra. Wszystkie.
Okay, now we have all the photos. Snake, the speech is about to wind up. Forget the photos and get out of there now.
Okej, udało się.
We, the Marines, will lead the charge into a new world order
Dobra.
with Metal Gear Ray. That is all. Dismissed.
Tutorial ukończony.
Excellent speech, my friend.
Who the...
Gift of the silver tongue. They say it's the mark of a good officer. End of a liar. Americans are too in love with the sound of their own voice to speak the truth.
Identify yourself.
I am Shalashaska, also called Revolver Ocelot.
Wow. I to wspomnienki z pierwszej części, jak pamiętacie. No, 2 lata starszy już. Ale jak dobrze widzicie, ma rękę. Właśnie, ma rękę.
What do you want?
This machine
A
will
pierwszej
be
części nie miał.
quite useful.
Stracił ją przez...
What are you planning to
Foxa.
do? Steal this thing?
Steal? No, I'm taking it back. Nobody move. Understood?
Bomby.
This ship now carries enough Simtex on its key structural points to blow it out of the water at the touch of this button. That's right. No one has to die needlessly. We're almost at the target. Get a move on.
What do you intend to do with Gray? Sell it on the streets?
I was raised in Snezinsk, formerly known as Chelyabinsk 70, the nuclear research outpost.
What are you talking about?
After the Cold War ended, my home was bought out by the Americans.
Is there a point to this sad story?
Now you would understand. Land, friends, dignity, all sold to the highest bidder, the United States of America. Even the technology that gave birth to these weapons is Russian, developed by us.
What do you intend to do?
Russia will rise again. And Ray is the key.
Chcę, żeby Rosja się odrodziła, a tak naprawdę to się zdziwi. Nie, Ocelot go wykiwał, po prostu to wziął z powrotem sobie. I chcę w ogóle mu pomóc.
Yes, returned to the Patriots.
Dla patriotów.
Lale Lule Lo! How's that possible?
Ocelot, have you sold us out?
I was
Dobrze
never
was
in your
wystawił.
employ, Kurlukovich.
Are you still in league with Solidus?
Solid Snake.
No hard feelings, Colonel. Mother Russia can rot for all I care.
Since when, Ocelot? When did you turn?
I'm glad you noticed, comrade. I abandoned her during the Cold War.
Ah!
Metal Gear only has room for one! Kurlukovich, you and your daughter will die here.
Damn you!
No to chyba już po Kurlukoviczu. Jaki generał, jak pułkownik tam amerykański, jak on zginął.
Sergey, looks like you were long overdue for retirement.
Traitorous dog!
Jeszcze ich powybiją.
Show's over. If you wish to live, I suggest you run now. This ship is still in the lower New York harbor. You may yet make it to shore if you swim for your life.
Teraz ciekawy będzie moment. Ręka. Ha, liquid.
It's been a while, brother.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Liquid?
Not so young anymore, eh, Snake?
Przejął kontrolę
You're
nad
drowning in
Ocelotem.
time. I know what it's
Strzepili
like,
mu
brother.
rękę Liquida
No wonder
Ocelotowie
Naomi passed you over for the
i jakoś
fast-time
cudem
program.
DNA przeszły. Czasami przyjmują kontrolę właśnie nad tym, nad Ocelotem. I teraz jest Liquid Ocelot. Taka historia.
The price of physical prodigy. Few more years and you'll be another dead clone of the old man. Our raw materials are vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his late 50s when they created his copies. But I live on through this arm.
Liquid's on.
No problems. Proceeding as planned, sir. Yes, at the location we discussed. Yes, I have photographic evidence of Snake on the scene. The cipher was most useful. I look forward to tomorrow morning's news flash. I would say the Marine Corps' plans are on indefinite hold. Yes, of course, Mr. President.
Okej, ludzie. Skończyło się nieciekawie dla nas. Ciężko będzie.
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker full of crude barely 20 miles off the shore of Manhattan. Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore cleanup facility went up inside.
The big shell. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes time. But in the meantime, the shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
Teams Alpha and Bravo. Deploy at the big shell as scheduled.
Approximately 6 hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
Former members of the Navy SEAL Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad of Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group and they have the big shell under complete control.
Come in from downwind and hold fast. Get ready to fast rope down to shell 1. 5 minutes to ETA. Know where your top priority is to rescue and safeguard the president. Team Bravo, watch out for Stillman's back and get those C4s disarmed.
What are their demands?
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes them think they can get that much?
There was a government-sponsored tour going on at the big shell that day.
Hostages, huh?
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government. The most important person in a sense.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
The president?
Unless the demands are met, the terrorists intend to blow the big shell out of the water.
And the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
That's not the worst-case scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up with the oil, toxins containing catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the bay's ecosystem will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history. You have 2 mission objectives. 1. Infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the president and other hostages. And 2. Disarm the terrorists by any means necessary. You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
This is Snake. I'm now inside
Zaczynamy kolejną misję, jak było wiedzące zakończone w dwójce.
We're in luck.
Teraz rozpoczyna się prawdziwa gra.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant struts
Zawał
are
pułkownik.
functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
There was a brand new hole cut through the oil fence. There's someone else besides me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
What about SEAL Team 10?
They landed on the roof of the Big Shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution. You are now designated Raiden.
Right.
All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration and VR training.
I've completed 300 missions in VR. I feel like some kind of legendary mercenary.
Okay, we'll skip that part. Make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the codec button. When we need to reach you, contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the codec button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
All right. I'll contact you if anything changes.
First, make your way to the upper section of the Big Shell.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area. Use that.
Sounds good.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the material protects against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in sensors. It is referred to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body, including blood loss, is exchanged between the suit and the intravenous nanomachines to create a feedback system.
There's a lot of pressure on my torso.
Relax. The suit applies varying pressure to major internal organs to maximize performance and safeguard their functions. They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Skull suit seems appropriate somehow.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to main mission objectives.